Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Rocky again. It's been a while. Did you miss me? Uh, I am about to submit my largest submission ever to PCGS. There's going to be 40 coins in it. There's several submission forms because I'm trying to make it as cheap as possible for me to do this, but it's going to be several thousands of dollars. So I'm hoping a lot of these grades that you see here are going to be accurate. Yeah, so I'm gonna go through all the coins that I'm doing, what I'm gonna submit, and just tell you the grades that I'm hoping for, and then when they all return, we'll get to go through them, and you can all laugh at me when I find out that I just blew a bunch of money. All right, guys, so this is the first one that we'll start out with here. This is a 1857 Flying Eagle, and I am submitting it. I'm thinking it's somewhere between a 40 and a 50. But the reason I'm submitting it, well, they're already cool coins. But if you look at the rim, look how thin it is here and thick it is there. Same thing on this side. I think it's a offset die. I wasn't quite sure if I should, look at that. I wasn't quite sure if I should submit it as a mint error or a variety, so I did both. This coin alone is going to cost like $100 to grade, so I'm really hoping, you know, it's a 40. At a 40, it's a $210 coin. And here we have a 1981 Philly Roosevelt dime. It's got full bands, I believe. That's what I got marked down anyway. So I'm submitting that one, crossing my fingers that it's a 67 plus, and that would be a $140 coin. Got a 1987 Philly here, and I believe it's got full steps. Can't see it in the video too well, but quality's pretty nice. Got some toning going on it, but I'm hoping it's a 67. That would give it a $110 value. Here we have an 1884 Morgan. It is a New Orleans mint, and I'm telling you guys, these look so much worse in the camera, but I've sent in a lot of these. I'm hoping for a 64 on this. You know, to be totally honest, I'm sending this in mainly because I believe it is a VAM 6, and that's a top 100 coin. I don't recall what the VAM 6 is. I did all these gradings and research previously. I'm sending in a bunch of Morgans in this order, so stick with the video and you'll see a bunch of them. But I'm also trying to get a proof-like denomination. I don't know what the word's eluding me, but anyways, I'm hoping to get a proof-like or a dimple on this. Not shooting too high. I'm hoping proof-like at a 64, and that would be a $250 coin if it's proof-like. If it should be dimple, it's going to be $575. So fingers crossed. This is 1987 D red, I believe. I'm sending it in for a variety attribution for a double D. I think you can see that there. And I believe, hopefully, it's a mint state 66, which would make it a $420 coin. This is a 2003 Philly. I am hoping I can get a 67 plus on this. I'm seeing now this up between the I and B. I'm telling you guys, when I do these videos, I always find something that pops out that I do not see otherwise. So then it just throws me into chaos, and I don't know if my grading should change. Well, it probably should from what a lot of you have told me, but whatever. This is what I'm sticking with. I already downgraded it from what I previously thought. Hoping for a 67 plus on this one, which would only make it a $24 coin, but I'm sending it in to get it on my set registry, and also it's just such a nice coin compared to all the others that I've seen. I want to get it encapsulated till I find a better one. Okay, so here is a very nice 1987 Philly. Very nice in the fact that it, condition-wise, is nice. It has some nasty toning on it though, which is probably gonna hurt me. I actually was considering sending it in to be clean, but I had already filled out the paperwork to just send it in, so I don't want to go through all the new paperwork. So let it be whatever it will be. I'm hoping it'll be a 67. Honestly, after considering the toning, probably more like a 66, but I'll stick with my guns and call it a 67, which would make it $285 coin. So some of these coins I showed in a previous video, and I was going to send them in express, but PCGS raised the prices at the new year, so I reevaluated some stuff. Anyway, this is a 1980D, hoping for a 67, which would make it $400. I'm pretty sure if it drops down to 66, it's completely not worth it. However, again, one of the nicest Susan B. Anthony's I've come across without, having to pick it. So I want to get it encapsulated. This is one I talked about in a previous video also. This one I'm really curious about. I know I'm not going to get any kind of a variety on it because PCGS does not have the variety denomination on there for it. It is a double die reverse. You can kind of see it at the bottom of the water there under the 2003. It's all over the back. So I'm pretty sure it's a double die reverse. This stuff up here, I don't know what that is. Seems to be part of the process. I don't know if I can't remember what it's called. It may come back as a variety, who knows, as damaged, but it came out of a mint set. So it wasn't damaged environmental, but it could just be where the cladding's coming off or something. I don't know. Can't remember what it's called. But anyway, because it is double dyed, I want to just get it, verified as genuine. And then I'm going to send it over to Variety Vista. They don't have a variety for it as a double dye either. So that would at least be the beginning of the process to get it attributed. I'm hoping it's a 67 and still that's only a $26 coin. It honestly doesn't even matter what the grade is. That's just kind of what I'm throwing out there and crossing my fingers. Got ourselves another Morgan, and it is a 1900 Philly. Pretty nice coin. I'm actually hoping for a 63 on this, which would make it a $175 coin. I believe it's got some kind of a variety. I had a hard time trying to nail it down though. It's got a double wing and a double olive. I'm hoping it's a top 100 coin, but with those varieties, it could be an 11, a 16, an 18, or a 24. I just don't know. So throwing it in there, just signing up for the variety attribution and letting them tell me what it is. Sorry, I don't know if I showed you the back yet. Pretty nice coin. Here we have a 1952 proof. I'm hoping it is a cameo. You can see there's some hazing on it from the toning. It's not really showing off the cameo appearance. It probably won't be a cameo, but I don't have a lot of experience with cameos, so I just kind of want to send it in and see if they'll grade it as a cameo. If it is a cameo, the other reason I want to send it in is because I'm trying to get all my 52 proofs encapsulated. So this is hoping for a 67 on this, and if it's cameo, it would be $1,000 penny. This is a cool one. It's a 1995, and it is a double die obverse. You can see kind of right there, the 1995, the date is doubled pretty significantly, and his chin is doubled as well. And the quality is not half bad either. I am hoping, and yeah, looking at it here, I know some people are probably gonna say, oh, that's cleaned. It's not cleaned. That is part of the die. So some of these pennies have horrible surfaces on them. Go to PCGS and look through some of them. You can see doubling there on his nose and his forehead too. So anyway, if it's a 65 is what I'm hoping for with the double die obverse, that's a $600 penny. And I just found this in my pocket change, so crossing my fingers on that one. By the way, on those last two pennies and this one and the next two that I'm going to show you, I'm sending these all in express, so I will make a video of these ones in the next month or so, hopefully. This is a 1987 Philly. Yeah, Philly. I'm trying to remember if that is not a proof. Sorry, I was trying to remember because I've gone through so many proofs lately. This is just a mint state, and it is a very, very nice mint state, 1987. This probably came out of a mint pack, and I have it as a 68 plus. That's a $600 penny. However, if I'm extremely lucky, because this is a very, very nice penny, probably not that lucky, but if I am, and it's a 69, that would boost it up to $5,000. But I don't think I'm that lucky. And in fact, there's events that have happened recently, which I'll make a video of, that makes me doubt all my grading. That'll make some of you guys happy. Here's a 1987 D, red, another double D on it. You can see that there. It's a variety attribution, and I have it written down here that it's a double die reverse as well. Oh, yeah, I think this is, I did a video on this one before too. There's a, to the right of the memorial, under the T and some in America, there is doubling. So, hard to see in the video. But I'm sending it in variety attribution. I'm hoping for an MS67 on this, and that would be a $650 coin if it's a double D. And this is the last of the express coins I'll be sending in. This is a 1896 Philly, and it's a variety, double stars on it. Can't really see it here. A lot of these things you really need to have a loop to see, but I've got it rated as a 64. If it's a double star VAM, it's $435 Morgan. And hopefully you will know in a month if you keep watching. Here we have a 1959, another variety. It is a double D, I believe, and it is also full bands. So FS501, I believe it'll be a MS65, and that would be a $125 dime. And it better be, because it costs so much to get these checked. 1904 New Orleans. I am sending this one in because I think I have the potential to get an MS65 on this one. I know I'm going to catch flack for all of it. I always do, but the cheek is a big deal to these people when they grade, and that's a really nice cheek on this one. So hoping for $265 coin. And here we go again. Another reason sending this one in, because I think this could be a 65 as well. It's an 1898 New Orleans. I mean, look at the fields on the back of this one. Pretty clean. If you're like my daughter, you like to point out everything that you see wrong with it and tell me that it's not good enough. Just like a lot of the people who watch these videos and like to comment anyway. But yep, fingers crossed for a 65. It would be a $250 coin. And here we have a 1878 S San Francisco I am sending this in as a variety just because the 1878s have so many varieties, and I've sent in some that I marked for a variety for something else, and it came back a variety for a different thing. So something I didn't even catch. So just because they have so many varieties listed, I pay to get it done. I think it's worth it. So again, this one I think could potentially be a 65, and no, don't worry, I don't think all of my Morgans are 65s. These last three, I believe, could possibly be as high as a 65, so I'm sending them in. It would be a $450 Morgan. So here's one that's kind of cool. I don't have a clue where I got this from. It was in a bag of coins that I've had since I was a kid. My dad used to get coins from people down at the bar and bring them home for me. So yeah, I'm guessing that's where I got this one. I think it might be a 64, and that would be a $150 coin. Even if it's not, just cool to have it, and hopefully it's real. I've had some of those coins my dad brought back to me come back as not so real. Here is a 1957 proof Franklin. Hard to see how nice it is through the toning, but it is very, very nice. If you can try to see, you don't really see those hairlines in the fields that you see on a lot of proofs. The toning isn't the most attractive, so that's probably going to hurt me. But yeah, it's actually very, very nice coin with no marks on it. But that toning is going to hurt me, so I'm calling it a 68 plus, hopefully $325 Franklin. Here is another Franklin. This one, you can see some imperfections. It's a proof as well. You can see those hairs over here in the lighting. Some in the front of his face, some underneath his, shoulder, I guess. Sending this one in because it's a 1952 and they're worth a little bit more than the other Franklins. I think it'll get graded as a 65, which is still $275 coin, and I want to fill out my 52 proofs. Here we got a 1908 Indian head penny. I am sending this one in simply because it's one of the nicer ones I've come across in my own searching. It's also a 1908S, which they're a little bit more rare. There's only 2 years with mint marks on them. That's the 1908 and the 1909, which is the last year they made them. This is basically a test for me to just see what it gets graded at. So I have an Indian head in my hand with a grade on it, something to compare other ones in the future to. I'm giving this one a range of 35 to 40, and that would make it a $160 to $190 coin. Here's an 1888 Indian head penny. Not the greatest quality. This is probably going to be a waste of money on my behalf, and you can't really see it, but you see that last 8 looks a little different. There's a little bump at the bottom left of it, and that is one of the determining factors if it is a 8/7 variety. There is another determining factor that's at the top, and I personally can't see it, but there's dirt there, and I don't know, but I think it's worth taking the chance, wasting a little bit of money to see if it is, because even in this condition, I'm guessing this is a 6. And if it's a 6 and it's not the variety, it's only 16 bucks and I waste a bunch of money. But if it is the 8/7 variety, that's a $2,000 penny. So again, as many times as I've said it before, cross your fingers for me. Okay, so here's one that you can laugh at me for. And I know right away I see little things behind his head and stuff. That is dirt or something. I looked at this thing forever and I could not find anything wrong with it through a loop. Not saying, whatever they use when they're grading them. Not saying it's gonna be it, but since I couldn't find anything wrong with it, and if you go to PCGS and look at a 64 proof, there's about 30 examples that are 70. So that shows me that there is a possibility that it could be a 70. A lot of these little marks you're seeing, that is toning. I don't think it's really an unattractive toning. It's just a couple speckles. I don't know if they'll ding me for that, but I've never really sent a coin in expecting to get a 70. This will be the first one. Well, I shouldn't say expecting, but hoping for a 70. I know it's extremely hard, but given that 30 have been graded at 70, I'm going to go for it. If it comes back a 70, that's a $300 coin. Here we have an 1886 Philadelphia VAM 20, I believe. It's a double date. You can see it at the bottom already. Hoping it's a double date because they're quite rare. And I actually found two of these, but I'm only submitting one because I think it might have been whizzed. The surface just seems odd to me. However, if it's not whizzed, I'm hoping it's a 63, and as a VAM 20, it would be a $500 Morgan. Here we have a 1883 Carson City. Really nice coin. I have sent in a lot of these 83s, 84s, and I have others to compare to. I'm calling it a 64, which would be a $500 Morgan. Here is an 1884 CC again. And just like I said before, I have a lot of these. I've sent a lot in. I believe this is a 63, and that's a $460 Morgan. Here we have an 1896 Philadelphia. It has double stars, which would make it a VAM 4. Can't see the doubling. That's a top 100 coin. I believe it's a 64, and that's a $435 Morgan. Here is another one to fill out my 52 proof set. This one I'm hoping is a cameo. I honestly love the toning on this. Super dark in the background. It's just a cool coin. So even if it's not worth what I think it's worth, I just like it. I want to get it encapsulated. It's a cool coin. I think it's a 67, which would be, well, I think it's a 67. I'm hoping it. See that toning, the line on it? It's pretty cool. And just the dark toning. I don't know. I love this coin. I believe it's a 67. If it's a cameo, it's $160. If it's not a cameo, it's like $10 or something. So hopefully it's a cameo, but even if it's not, it's just a cool coin. Okay, so here we have a 64 proof. This is just a really nice quarter. In fact, I was I was going to go for a 70 on this one too, and then I spotted that little tiny mark right there. You can see it in the light right like that. And I don't know how I missed it. It makes me worried about what I'm missing on all these other ones. I looked at it for a very long time, couldn't find it, and then the light just hits it right, and then it's glaring. But I dropped my grade back down to a 68 actually. So it's only a $32 coin, so it's not worth sending in, but it's such a nice coin. I want to get it encapsulated. It's just a really nice quality. Maybe I'll get lucky and it'll be a 68 plus, or by some miracle a 69, but with something that big, I guess, that's probably not going to be a 69. All right, here we have a 1959 D Denver Mint. I believe it is a double D, but I'm not 100% sure on it. I am going to send it in variety attribution, but the D looks weird. So hoping it's going to have that double D. I'm grading it myself as a 66, and that would, as a double D, it's only $80, but I just hoping I get the variety attribution to make it worth it. Here we have a 1959 Philadelphia, actually, and this one is a Type B variety, and the Type B is on a normal die. The E and the S are pretty much touching. It's hard for you to see this, but there is a space between these, and I believe the leaf is touching the A in dollar, and that is actually what happened. Was the proof dies got used for these for some reason. At least that's what I read. So it's a special variety, kind of rare. It's a MS66 in my opinion, and it would be $300. Here's another 1952 proof, and I'm just sending it in to get my 52 proofs all encapsulated. I think it is a 67, and it's a $135 quarter, hopefully. Here's a 1952 proof dime. Again, just sending this in to get all my 52s encapsulated. That is, in my opinion, it's a 67, and that's only a $55 coin. All right, this is actually my last Morgan in the submission. It's an 1890 Carson City tail bar. And somebody asked in a previous video, what is a tail bar? That is a tail bar right there. You see that line between the feathers and the tail, or the tail feathers and the arrow feathers? It comes down to touch the wreath. That is I can't remember if it's a die chip or something got in the die or something like that, is what the story is behind that. And they're rare. I only think this is about a 6, and that's still a $185 coin. Funny little side note, if you are in the register, PCGS registry, people actually are out looking for the lowest rating on some coins. Like if you can get a 1 in a lot of coins, it actually makes it worth money, because it's valuable to them, because they get awards and all that kind of stuff for it. And a lot of times when you're looking at the price of these things, a 1 will actually be worth more than like a 2, 3, or 4, just because people need that low number for the little quest that they do. So yeah, we're almost there, guys. Almost to the end. Here is a beautiful 1964 Kennedy with a great big chunk of ugly ass toning on his cheek. I think this would, this is a proof also. A nice chunk of toning on the stupid shield too. Just definitely gonna knock me a little bit for the toning. But other than that, if you look at it, not much. There's a couple very fine marks in the fields. Over here you got some by the L, a little bit behind his head. I'm crossing my fingers for a 68 plus. Probably not. We'll see. If it's a 68 plus, it's $250. Oh, also, variety attribution. It's a double die obverse. I think it's an In God We Trust, if I remember right, for this one. It's doubling there, and I think he's got a little bit of doubling around his nose, if I remember right. So yeah, because it's double die obverse, if it's a 68 plus, it's $250. All right, here's another beautiful 64 proof. It honestly kind of looks a little bit nicer than the other one through the camera here, but oh, I think there's a mark on the shield there. That's probably why I did that. So I think it's a 68, and I'm hoping that it's a cameo. Probably not, because I just don't know enough about cameos, but it definitely has, you know, more frosted I'm sorry, when I do these, I cannot think of the words off the top of my head. I do it the same thing when you're talking to me in person. Words evade me. But in the devices, there you go. More frosty on the devices. The fields are nice and shiny, so hoping I can get a cameo rating on this. If it's a 68, that's a $120 coin. And this is the second to last coin. Thank you for sticking with me this long. If you did, if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. Please like the video if you like it, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think of my ratings and just my videos in general. A lot of coin stuff out there. So this is 64D. I'm hoping it's a 66 and $140. I am sending this in just simply because I haven't seen many 64s business strikes that are this nice. So fingers crossed, hopefully $140 coin. I think 66 is a fair grade on this one. And here we go with the last coin, guys. 40 coin submission. This is a 1964 D, Denver, variety with a double mint mark, double D. And actually there's doubling on the lip as well, which you can't see. You can kind of see it there, actually. If it's what I'm hoping as a 65, that's a $150 coin with the variety. So there you go, guys. 40 coins. That is a lot of coins to submit. It's very expensive. A couple $1,000, I think, is the cheapest I was able to make it. And yeah, wish me luck. When I get them back, I will make another video. Let you see how close I was to all my guesses. So take it easy, guys. I'll see you on the next one.